Flip it over. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. For those of you crazy enough to watch us live, yes, we did take a week off last week, and that was because, well, we were all celebrating what we were thankful for, and I was thankful to have a week off from this crazy cast of characters. Speaking of which, as you can see, with this crazy cast of characters, we've got our normal crew. We have got the role of Uncle Fester being played by Dark Falls. We've got Gomez Adams being played by Crimson Affix. And by process of elimination, that's going to make OPT lawyer Cousin It.
I'm sorry, OPT would make such a better Gomez.
But he's playing the furry character, so he got Cousin It.
I mean, you're not wrong.
And if he's Gomez, what does that make you? Lurch?
He is taller than I am. Perfect.
Okay, there we go. I guess by default, the one who is not here then will be Cousin It. We'll let him know next time we see him, if we see him. I think there was something about a drive-through and a Chick-fil-A, and I'm pretty sure there might be some tar and feathers involved, but I'm not entirely sure on the details. I'll get more to you guys when I hear them.
Those cows are out of control.
Moo. Eat more chicken, everybody. Note, we here at Bay City Chronicles are not in any way sponsored by Chick-fil-A, but we'd like to be.
Someday.
Contact our lawyer. Oh, wait. Dang it.
You're the lawyer.
I know, that's the problem. If I'm what we've got,
Hey.
we're in trouble.
I mean, you let me come up with and run this thing. I think we're already in trouble.
Yeah.
Anyhow, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. So, it's been a little while. Anyone remember where we were?
I know I was contacting my underworld sources for some information.
Fair enough. That's right. So, that does shake my memory. You guys had gotten back from Egypt and wherever else you were. And you got a message from Casey simply saying 911. You made your way back to Bay City, where you'd found Casey and Ben were locked in his panic room of an office because, well, there was an assassin trying to kill Ben. You guys managed to figure out a bunch of other things and made your way to New Hampshire, where you were a little too late. But thankfully for you guys, the assassin didn't kill a teenage version of Ventus, just kidnapped him for right now.
Yeah. They were apparently just very angry that Ben just keeps spamming E Honda in Street Fighter 2.
No, that's why Lutra is angry.
Oh, right.
And he did switch to Chun-Li that one time for the kicks. But that is sort of where we left off, and as we said, Malkir was attempting to get in contact with any of his former underworld contacts to get some information, and I believe that is where I cliffhanged everybody last time.
It was. You're hanging on some cliffs.
Yeah. So Malkir goes off into the forest to do his shady underworld dealings. While that's going on, that leaves Lutra, Phantasm, and Anton. Actually, Phantasm's not even in this little shindig right now, because didn't he go off to do other things, or is he back with the party at this?
No, I didn't leave anywhere yet.
Okay, so yes, we have Phantasm, Lutra, and Anton, while Malkir is trying to get some information.
So Lutra pads over to Phantasm and kind of taps him on the shoulder. Hey, Fat.
What's up?
I got a question. It's been bugging me for quite some time now, and I just was really, really curious. Why would you buy somebody in a bottle? Well, because I used to work down at the docks, and everyone kept talking about buying a bottle of Jack Daniels, and I'm like, well, why would you buy a person in a bottle? I don't understand it.
Because if you buy Jack Daniels, you'll have a real good time.
Oh, oh, is he like a? Oh, okay. Well, hmm.
We'll try that the next time you go skiing. How about
Oh,
that?
oh, okay, sure. That'd be great. I like having good times.
Phantasm just sort of chuckles under his breath.
Phantasm gets, because Hub is connected to all of your speakers, Phantasm gets a text that just says, "A case has been ordered, Hub."
I text back to Hub, just make sure to hide it from Malkir.
Hey,
He
why's
drinks
that?
scotch, you're
Because
fine.
you'll set it on fire, sir.
So,
We don't want the loft to explode from alcohol. Well,
You don't want the alcohol to go to waste.
right, that.
Get your priorities right.
That.
Exactly. Burning off the alcohol, that's abuse, man. So it takes Malkir a little bit to get in contact with somebody who's willing to actually talk to him. And it's definitely, and it has to be someone who's in the area. So it takes you about a half hour, but you do manage to basically find him. You're out back in one of the 3 alleyways that exist in Goffstown, having a little shady get together. And he's like, very twitchy. He's like, the people you're asking about, that they can't have kidnapped anybody. That's impossible.
and how is that impossible?
Because they died 2 years ago, both of them.
Well, I can tell you point blank that they definitely were in my HQ, and I definitely know who I was looking at.
Well, I mean, they had a job, and apparently they had pissed off the wrong person, and the job they were hired to do was a trap. I mean, I'm not quite sure how anyone could survive the explosion plus the building collapsing on them. They're both dead.
And you're positive there's no mistake about this?
Yeah, I was there in the aftermath. I saw what was, well,
Did you see bodies?
I mean, I saw bodies with their clothes on them. It was kind of hard to identify them. I mean, you try surviving an explosion in a building collapsing on you and looking halfway decent.
Where were they before this happened then? And just who were they
I
contacting?
mean, I don't know. It was one of those things where word got out that there was a hit out on them, and I just happened to be in the area and saw it, and yeah, they're dead. They've been dead.
If you hear anything, call this number because something's going on here. Because they're not dead. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. We'll do. Okay. And he scampers off like the stool pigeon / rat he is. So while that's happening, we'll shift back to Phantasm, Lutra, and good old Captain Jack Daniels.
Lutra is currently kind of pacing around, like clearly very nervous or concerned, or all the above.
Phantasm is just watching Lutra and trying to think what their next move is.
Malkir's gone for probably about 45 minutes to an hour. But he does come back with, well, Malkir comes back, and I'll let him fill you.
Timing.
I'm watching the cameras and did that on purpose.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
jerk.
Thanks, TG. Thanks.
Our DM, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
Okay, you set me up with the greatest of all jokes, saltines. Like, you take a bite of a saltine, you're not talking for a good 35 to 40 seconds afterwards. Also, we here at Bay City Chronicles are not sponsored by saltines either, although we'd like to
Yet.
be. Contact our lawyer.
Crap.
TG just basically pitched to a generic
I
non-brand.
know.
You say that like you're surprised.
So I walk back to the clearing where Lucha and Phantasm are, and just kind of give Phantasm the look that we might have some potential trouble going on.
You know, you could have whistled to maybe get my attention before you walked over here.
Lucha pads over.
So we basically need to find where Ben is.
We have a bigger issue than that. Apparently, those sisters died a couple years ago.
Considering one of them has Ven, I consider finding Ven pretty much a cure-all to any of those issues.
Yes, but we still need to figure out how exactly they either came forward in time or how they faked their deaths also.
Considering what we've been through, would undead twin sisters really surprise you at this?
Well, nothing really surprises me at this point. I mean, I'm hanging around with you still.
Maybe they sold their souls to the devil.
Or a demon.
Demons?
As he says that, because Phantasm's been the one with all the information, go ahead and make an insight check.
Who?
Phantasm. Well, I'm pretty sure you as a person know exactly where this is going.
Yeah, I do. So
Go ahead.
I'll just take. Well, I mean, honestly, it would not surprise me at all. I mean, we have two assassins who died, and the whole role of basically dead assassin sort of corresponds very, very heavily towards one of those demons, or the Scion of Death, Zolera. So chances are they did die.
So, wait. They're dead, but they're not dead.
Yeah. It's what we like to call undead. Basically, they were dead, but in some instance, they made a deal with Zolera to give them life in the afterlife, and come back as undead creatures. The fact that there's two of them, they're twins. Zalera also happens to correspond to a zodiac of Gemini, which is, well, the twins.
Lutra looks at you and kind of slowly nods, and as he does so, you get the sensation that everything you just said went over his head entirely. But he doesn't want to say as such, so he's just nodding and kind of smiles.
Phantasm just looks down at Lutra. So basically, the two that have Ven, remember all those nasty, like, super powerful creatures we fought?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, we get to deal with another one.
Oh. Okay. Well. All right. Well, we handled the other ones pretty okay, so that shouldn't be that hard then, right? And we could save Ven.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to save Ven.
Absolutely. We should totally get on that then.
For those of you wondering why we all stopped and started laughing in our Discord, Dark just posted a picture of Uncle Fester, and I'm not sure which one's Dark and which one's Uncle Fester anymore.
Okay, so I guess the big question now is, where do we go?
That's a perfect segue timing. Give me about 5 seconds, and I'll have an answer.
This is the part of the episode where TG did not plan for something, and he is totally BSing his way through.
I mean,
this is the part of the episode where TG forgot to put a hand out.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There's your handouts. And by next year, we will have Bay City Chronicles in 3D.
That is true. But what we do have is, as you conveniently say, where do we want to go next? That phone number that you gave to your little snitchy friend Malkier goes bzz, bzz, and you get a text.
Hello?
You answered a text message?
You cut off at the last...
No. Yeah, you cut off.
Yeah, it's a text.
I heard buzz, and that was it.
Yeah, it was a text message. And, the text should now be appearing on all your screens.
Well, the parchment is kind of obvious. Nest of the Hawks, however.
Do you share this with the group, or...?
Yes, obviously.
Nest of the Hawks? What does that mean? Was it another baseball stadium?
Or it could be a football stadium this time.
Football?
Seahawks. What do you think, Phantasm?
Yeah.
But I will take insight checks first from Malkier and Lutra. Phantasm will not get this one because he was not there for it. Holy crap, Dark rolled in the double digits, everybody.
Oh, goodness.
Well, you're not necessarily entirely sure what that means, but with your reference of this time, this definitely feels very, very reminiscent to the last time you got a crazy note like this. This very much feels like PAX is doing.
I'm blanking.
The guy who threw the playing cards at you while he was stealing the Sonic tech.
Right.
Who sent you on the goose chase to the stadium to get the captured teachers.
Okay. So, Seahawks?
Well, the reason I tell you that is because Malkier would also know that usually if there's a note involved, Pax likes to keep things close to where he was. So it's probably not in Seattle.
Well, that'd be Seattle Seahawks then.
Probably.
Well, you said Seahawks, so that's why I said probably not in Seattle.
Right.
Oh, I heard it's probably Seattle. Sorry.
No, he said not. Alright, so something close. Well, nest of the Hawks. Yeah, I got nothing.
You hear in your speakers, I can try and find that if you'd like.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead. AI. Yes.
My name is not AI. You know my name.
No, I thought you were the. I'm sorry, I thought it was the plane.
I sound like that idiot on the plane.
No, of course not.
You just hear white noise in your earpiece. Only Lutra. All right, let's roll Hub's technology check.
Hub has a technology check.
He's an AI. He has a technology check.
By the way, I am kind of disappointed in UTG, but I'll get to
Why
it
are you
later.
disappointed
I'll
in
get
me?
that. I'll get to it later.
Okay, just message me with it. Well, there's the obvious answer that I'm coming up with. Goffstown's a college town, and the college mascot is the Hawks.
It's either schools or a stadium, for crying out loud.
Well, if you're trying to hide somebody, it's August. I wouldn't suggest the football field. They're probably practicing on it.
Alright, so we're just gonna go to this college then?
The real question is, do we want to risk giving them this piece of paper?
Well, it's only like half a piece of paper anyway.
Yes, but they obviously want it for a reason. What is that reason?
Mm.
Try to beat us to whatever may be there.
Well, either way, we need to find the kid, so we should probably get moving.
Yeah, I mean we do, but this is why they want the parchment. Think about it. When we were in Egypt, when we were at the pyramids, all 4 of these medallions were to access different parts. So they were all corresponding very close together. I think the last thing they would want is for us to have all 4 together, or what they would want is to have all 4 together. I'm assuming we are in possession of one because Anton, of course, is the new, Rockman, or whatever you want to call him. Not quite the thing, not as scary, but
I would say being a rock man is his forte.
I hate you right now, by the way. But so we give them the parchment, and we are giving them basically the blueprint to the only one that we know.
So, do you have any other alternatives in, or what do we do? I mean, I'm all for rushing head on in. I don't mind a fight, but
Well, I mean,
discretion probably the better part of valor here.
we have to get Ven, but immediately after, I have to go chasing this medallion to get it before they do.
You've got a pretty fast jet. We can all get there together.
There's the other option of splitting it up, but that doesn't.
Well, we've
always
only got one.
appeal.
We've only got one clue. Where would we split up to?
Well, it sounds like Phantasm knows where the amulet is. You and I could go rescue the kid.
You guys aren't doing. I'm not letting you fight two assassins, just the two of you. I don't want to come
kind
back.
of the only option at the moment.
I don't want to come back to 3 dead bodies. Or someone wearing an otter pelt.
Lutra rubs his own fur. Nervously, like.
Conveniently, just over eye shot, you see a lady walking down the street in a fur coat.
It's not even cold enough to be wearing a fur coat.
So, yeah. I vote let's go there and let's see what we can find as quick as possible.
Yeah, let's go. So I'm assuming we all pound into the jet then, or whatever.
Why, you're literally in the courtyard behind the college.
I thought we had actually traveled there. Okay.
No, literally where Laurel Street is in relationship to St. Anselm College is literally about a 10-minute walk through the woods.
I have no idea because I've never been there, so.
I'm basing it off of the map, so it's quite close. So yeah, you literally just have to walk through the forest to get to St. Anselm's College. And I will spoil that it's St. Anselm's College.
Fair enough.
So I guess we just make our way through the woods then to go to said college.
Yeah, you all have, at least one of you has a smartphone. It's not that hard to track it up. And it does give you 2 options. It gives you the ice arena and it gives you Stottenberg Gymnasium.
And she keeps looking back and forth at the two and says, well, probably don't want to split up. But if we check one and they're not there. He called it the Hawk's Nest. Does the school have the same mascot for 2 sports teams?
Typically in college, all sports teams sort of share the same name. So, yes.
Gotcha. I didn't go to college, so I didn't know. So, so like one wouldn't be a hawk and the other wouldn't, right? Well, what do we do? Just pick one?
That's about all we can do.
Both of you can go ahead and give me an insight check. Oh, the 14's definitely not going to do it. But Lutra has an inkling that the last time you fought this guy, if it's who you think it is, you were in a nice, warm climate of California.
Okay. So, I have one small little problem. I'm trying to think how Lutra's going to know what that means. Because I do. I'm trying to figure out if Lutra knows that that's actually an ice rink.
Well, the GPS did say Ice Arena.
Yeah, it did. Okay.
Lutra also probably would try to avoid the cold.
No, he's got fur. He doesn't care. All right.
Yes, but he's lived most of his life in the desert and in San Francisco.
Not wrong. All right. Lucha kind of grabs Phantasm's hand and says, "Let's go this way. The ice place is probably bad. Let's go to the other one first." It's cold there. I don't want to step on ice. It's cold.
Yeah, fighting on ice probably wouldn't be the best decision anyway.
No. Especially now you're barefoot everywhere. Let's go. Lucha goes kind of... Lucha actually, as they walk up to the place, he does turn his Invisibelt on.
Hey, there's no sand this point.
Right.
Well, considering it is August, definitely not basketball season. So, yeah, the gym is empty and surprisingly unlocked.
Lucha kind of whispers to Phantasm through the comm units we've got that he's going to go... All right. I'm going to go in and kind of scout around a bit. I won't get in trouble, I promise.
You know I can keep an eye on you, right?
Sure. Can you actually see him?
No.
Okay.
But I just meant I can be inside and not seen.
Well, no, yeah. He's still going in, like, invisible, doing his recon thing that he likes to do.
I am going to need a stealth check from you.
Absolutely.
Okay, even with his enhancement to hear noises, which is what I was actually testing for near that site, the only one who could possibly hear you does not hear you for now.
All right. Lucha just, like, kind of pads inside, not walking into, like, the very open areas, but he's, looking around, trying to see where he can go to.
Well, you walk in, and it's your typical sort of gymnasium lobby. And there is definitely a door inviting you into the floor level of the gym itself, which is a nice parquet floor.
Is the door open, or?
Oh, absolutely it is.
Yeah, Lucha just keeps going forward into the gymnasium.
Not that Lutra cares, but the lights are off right now.
No, right. So Lucha keeps going and probably doesn't realize it.
Nope, but I will need a perception check.
Right, hold on. There you go.
All right. Well, not that hard to see. Although it was rather interesting how we got up there. Tied to the backboard and sitting on the rim is definitely a younger looking version of the Ventus you all met in the future. Does Lutra make
No.
that noise?
No, he doesn't. He wants to, but he doesn't.
So yes, he is currently tied to the backboard.
That is... I'm trying to imagine what that looks like. That's an interesting one. Okay. So.
Let's just put it this way. He's sort of sitting on the rim, back up against the backboard.
How is the rim supporting his weight? Just out of curiosity.
Mostly, two reasons. One, a lot of the ropes in the backboard are supporting him. Two, he weighs 140 pounds.
Right. Okay, then.
He's not a large person.
No. All right, so.
Also, with that perception check, you notice that the way he's sort of tied up there, he's kind of contorted in some very painful-looking ways.
Nice.
And I'm going to leave the description at that in case anybody's queasy about it.
That's all right. So, Lutra's going to pad around, but not directly towards him. Think of it this way. He's going... Okay, not that he would know what this is, but he's going to be walking on, like, the out-of-bounds square.
Okay, yeah, so the out-of-bounds painted section.
And slowly walking in the direction towards Ven.
All right. Meanwhile, I'm assuming, did Phantasm go inside in dark form, or did he stay outside?
I was waiting a little bit before I went in.
All right. So at this point, Malkir and Phantasm are just sort of out there waiting for a report, which they don't get right yet. And Lutra's been in there for probably a good 15, 20 minutes at this point.
Lutra doesn't really want to say anything.
Dark, microphone.
Phantasm, we should probably think about going in there. Our fuzzy friend probably got himself in trouble again.
I don't hear any commotion, so I don't think he's quite in trouble.
Yes, but knowing him, he saw a shiny object and ran for it. Either that, or they might have gotten a jump on him somehow.
All right, but if I go in, how am I supposed to signal you to come in?
Well, we can just go in together. I mean, I'll just pull my hood up.
Yeah. If there's anyone inside, I'm not sure that will help much. But, I mean, if you think that's what you want to do...
Well, what other option do we have? He's been gone almost 20 minutes now. We gotta figure something out.
I'm not concerned about me. I can go in unseen.
Okay, well, make a noise, I suppose, and I'll come in after you if need be. If you think you should go in that way, I don't know.
I'll come in when I hear the fighting start.
Nah, that's basically Malkir.
Right.
Yep, that's definitely Malkir. All right, so is Phantasm swooping in?
I just look at Malkir. Okay, suit yourself, and Phantasm envelops into darkness and sort of just disappears. And you just see like a cloud of dark smoke fly away into one of the ventilation openings on the side of the building and into the building.
Alrighty, I'm going to have you go ahead and roll me a perception check as well.
Holy cow, I'm rolling bad.
Did Dark touch your keyboard?
Hey, I've rolled pretty well for the last few episodes, so
that's why I want to know if did you touch his keyboard when we were down there in September? Oh, wait, you did. You were doing some tracking, so you did touch the keyboard. Anyhow, you are sort of floating around. Is there a spot you're heading towards first?
Well, knowing that this is sort of like a bait, my presumption would automatically be to go towards where the ambush could happen, which of course would be the court. But
All right.
I mean, obviously, I would notice it's dark in there.
Yeah, you
So
definitely know it's dark.
I
in
would
there.
avoid going in there because I wouldn't be able to see anything for a spot to land.
Fair enough. So with the 18, for the most part, I mean, there's natural light coming through windows on like the outsides of things, but you very well know that the middle of a basketball court is not going to have windows. So you can sort of fly around, you find locker rooms and all that, but you don't come across anything that's sort of worth seeing. And there's really no place where there are any lights on except for the natural light coming through windows.
What time of day is this again?
A little before dusk.
Okay. For the time being, I just find an area with little or no light and just sort of confine myself to that area for now.
Alrighty. We'll shift our way back to the courts for a minute. Lutra is patting around the coach's box.
That was almost a lawyer pun, sir.
It was?
You said courts.
It's a basketball court.
I know.
You can double entendre.
Exactly.
I'm going to hold you in contempt. You keep this up.
Too late.
TG's really struggling. We have set the bar way too high.
Exactly.
This is why I hate Double Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lutra is patting around in the coach's box.
Lucha's been basically always making his way towards Ben, just exceptionally slowly.
Well, you can make your way to underneath the basket. It's still about 11 feet in the air. It's a basketball hoop.
Right?
And as far as Lutra can see, there's nothing around here that's going to help him get that kid down.
Unless I shoot the ropes with my crossbow. I'm not sure that's intelligent.
Do what you will.
No.
Does that like segue with Obi-Wan saying, "Remember to use the sights, Lutra"?
Right? No. No. Trying to think. And you can't like climb up there, and there's. It's not like one of those. What do you say?
Does Lutra have a ability to climb?
Actually, yes. I forgot. My crossbow has a grappling hook.
Okay, then.
So Lutra pulls out his crossbow. He clicks on the setting that he's never used before. And takes a kind of a deep breath and fires.
Roll to hit.
Roll to hit what? With what? I don't have.
Your target.
This isn't a move. It's just grappling hook swinging one.
Right, but you're still trying to aim for something. If you were just trying to hit the backboard and not try and hit Ven, I would say you hit. But because that roll like you're rolling a regular shot with your crossbow. Unfortunately, the thing that was posted in our Discord, I kind of wanted to happen, but it's not going to. For those of you wondering, it was misfires off the floor, off the bleachers, off the scoreboard, nothing but net, which I kind of wanted to happen.
Right.
But The 24 is going to, well, your shot is true, and it's doing exactly like a normal grappling hook should. It's going up over the back of the net. It's going to land underneath, and you're getting ready to hook the bottom of the backboard, and then it hits something that you weren't expecting, makes a god-awful screeching noise, and just bounces back as it hits some sort of force field, which is surrounding Ven on the backboard. For the record, Phantasm, you definitely hear that because you're in the vents. Malkir, give me a perception check.
When you say screeching, you're not talking about like human screeching. You just mean...
I'm basically talking about what happens when a metal grappling hook hits a sonic force field.
Thinking. Make it sure.
Oh, you hear it. And at the same time as that screech happens, the lights flick on. And I apologize, I don't have a parquet floorboard background ready. This is the dangers of working on a Wednesday, you forget things. But surrounding Lutra, I say surrounding, basically, it's coming out of, basically walking down off of one bleacher, walking down off of another, and sort of entering from the other side are, well, two people Lutra recognizes as having seen before, and one he basically recognizes just. There we are. In from down there, and Phantasm, you go ahead and put yourself somewhere off the corner where there'd be a.
I have no idea how to even look at this right now.
Can you go to the old factory screen? That'd probably be easier.
Or maybe just a blank background.
Blank white it is.
Artwork done by the one and only Chameleon Ice.
Something like that.
Speaking of which.
So yeah, go ahead and place yourselves where you're.
Well, at this point, Melchior would start heading towards the noise.
Also, surprise basketball court.
That's surprised why.
Surprise basketball court.
There we go.
Ta-da! So there we are. That took a little while to get up there, but we got it. And it's not going to be on initiative yet because the lights are going to go on, and you're going to see, well, as far as Lutra is concerned, two of the scariest / craziest looking chicks he's ever seen, and the guy he remembers from the factory throwing the cards.
Lucha stays very quiet.
Congratulations! This one didn't take you guys nearly as long to figure out.
In fact, Lucha, as they're kind of collapsing in towards him, is actually going to.
They haven't collapsed in.
Oh.
They've stood where they
Oh,
are.
okay, never mind then.
The only one who's walked at all is him closer
Fair enough.
as he's clapping.
I'm going to move, like, a little bit as far as just not being directly under the basket where it was.
Go ahead and move yourself where you need to. So, I see you've found my little contingency, even if I can't quite see where you are. So it's quite simple. Where is the parchment? Hand it over, and I let the boy go free.
Lucha doesn't say anything. He's staring at the guy. He's getting very, very upset about it.
You don't want to give me what I want. Fair enough. I do so enjoy killing people.
During this conversation, Phantasm sort of sneaks in through the walking tunnels, but stays in the shadows of them.
So you're sort of like down here.
On the other side, but yes.
Well then, I guess you're leaving me with no choice. I guess I'm gonna have to kill the boy. The only question is, how do I want... Oh, I know how I'm gonna do it. As you probably could tell, he is currently surrounded by a sonic field. All I have to do is invert it, and that sound will all be focusing right on him. Do you know what happens when a body is exposed to sound waves? Well, do you know what happens when anything is exposed to sound waves at the same frequency that they're at? It's like watching an opera singer crack crystal. If it's vibrating at the same frequency, eventually it will crack. It will die. And that's what's going to happen because you refuse to give me a piece of paper. I hope you're ready for that.
Okay, with that, still invisible, Lucha's going to run as fast as he can directly at the guy and attack him.
All right, because you are running at him, he will get a perception check versus the sound of you coming at him.
No problem. I mean, I figured as much.
Yeah.
Do you need me to roll the stealth?
You're not trying to be stealthy,
No,
are you? No, so he definitely, because of the base of his powers, it's mostly sonic energy. He definitely knows you're coming. So he will not necessarily be caught off guard for this.
That's fine.
But go ahead and roll your attack roll. 20 will actually hit him.
Oh,
It will dead nut hit him.
nice. So that means I'm on top of him now.
It means you're sort of latched on
Right.
to him. And he'll actually take a bruise.
And I'm going to fast grab him.
That. Make a grab check. Well, no, your DC, it's 10 plus strength. So 17?
Yeah. I think.
Well, you've basically sunk into his arm.
Nice.
But at this point now, we have made it to initiative.
Should I roll my initiative now, or should I wait until Malkia actually gets there?
Roll it now.
I rolled a 1.
I can see that.
Hey, back true to form.
Gotta love it. When you roll a crit and you get a 23, you're not even going first.
Thank God I took that like improved initiative, because otherwise I'd be like really slow.
You're still last.
I figured.
With that, it is Phantasm's turn.
Okay, so how many of them can I actually see from?
You can see all three of them. I mean,
Okay.
technically, if we're doing courtside, it's here, 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 here.
So, do we know his name is what it says there?
You know it's Pax.
Okay, just not the whole thing.
Yeah, no, yeah. You don't know his real name. That's for me.
I always hated Wheeler in that show.
Joy Wheeler?
So
No, he's making a Captain Planet
Thank you.
reference.
So this one right here.
Never watched it.
Yep.
Which direction are they looking?
They're looking in at their boss.
Okay. Well, this one right here
Mm-hmm.
is going to be getting a flurry of attacks coming right up.
All right, that one is Kathy Capliano. Oh, Blackstorm is definitely going to hit because she technically doesn't know you're there. It's going to hit by all three tiers, so it's technically going to be a DC 29. Which she will soak, surprisingly.
Of course.
Like, there's just a barrage of black energy just... And when the smoke clears, she's just sort of standing there with a sort of evil smile on her face as nothing happens.
I do not move though.
All right, well, they will both get a perception check because that does not have indirect on it.
Indirect.
Indirect means it comes from a fixed point to another point. Indirect is basically you're standing on the best way to describe it. You're standing on the ground and you summon a lightning bolt. It's not coming directly from you.
Oh,
It's coming from a different point.
gotcha.
That's what indirect
Cool.
means. So they will get a perception check. It's going to be a 20 base. She won't see you. Nah, neither one of them see you. In that case, even though technically Lutra is invisible, and I use the term technically, it's not hard to see where he is, considering there's a giant clamp down mark on Pax's arm/jacket.
Right.
So they have a target. And because they don't know Malkir's there, and neither one of them saw where Phantasm was hiding, their only target is you. So this one is going to move up a little bit and attack you with Manifest Knives. As literally, she raises her hands, 2 daggers appear, and she just goes at you.
Okay.
And crits you. So instead of applying the extra damage to the crit, what she's going to do instead is use the knives to peel you off.
Okay.
So basically, her aim is so good, it slides right in between the small gap where your teeth are and just sort of pries you off of his arm.
That happens no matter what?
I'm saying that's what's happening instead of you taking damage.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I'm still taking damage, but...
No, that's that's what I'm having the crit do as opposed to you taking damage. Is just pry you off.
Oh, so you don't need me to roll the toughness save from that then?
No.
Okay.
Because I think that's really cool to have her aim be that good where she just pries your teeth open with 2 knives.
Fair enough.
Which, by the way, Malkir sees that and he's just like, damn.
That would mean they wouldn't necessarily see exactly where I'm standing then.
Right. They no longer know where you're standing. He does. She doesn't.
Malkir would be muttering under his breath, she still got it.
She still got it, exactly.
Damn. Undead still got it. What the heck?
So this one over here, because she does not any longer know where Lutra is, and she can't pass the check, and doesn't know where Phantasm is, she's taking a defensive stance. Pax, on the other hand, does know where you are.
Yeah.
Because of his abilities, his sonic abilities, hearing you land right in front of him. So he is attacking you. Well, he is just going to go straight up with Diamond Cutter. As a card appears and manifests and lands on the floor right next to you. Malkir's turn.
Surely yips slightly.
Would I have arrived for this round of combat yet?
Yes, you're where you are. Also, does anyone remember how to pull the deck up? The deck of cards up? There it is.
Yes.
I got it. We're going to be using that from now on for his attacks.
Okay, I would, I believe the one on the left is the one that doesn't know. Yeah, it's in the defensive stance.
This is the defensive stance right there.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the one with the non-defensive stance, and I'm going to light her up with a fireball.
That's actually probably the better choice for you anyway, considering you don't know that yet. All right, so it's a range burst. No, it's a burst area. It's a range burst area. So range burst area just means you fire it away from you, and they have to make the dodge check. So it's a DC. It's a rank. What's the rank of fireball?
Where do I see that?
It would be on whatever. It would be on your Hero Lab sheet.
Okay,
but based on this, it's a rank 5.
I have that right here. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, not a problem. It's not going to matter because she's going to flat out dodge it. 2 crits I've rolled with her, by the way. Because the fireball's going to come in at the last second, like the hair is going to stand up on her on end, and she's going to backflip out of the way. Also, the floor is only slightly scorched.
Some darn good wood flooring.
Just got replaced. Anyway, The Angry Otter's up.
It doesn't say anything about rank on this. I'm just trying to look for the future.
It's burst area.
Oh, burst area damage 5, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So all you guys hear is deep, heavy breathing. Yeah, exactly. And from that, you hear Lutra's voice scream out. Hold on. Don't you hurt my friends! And with that, he's going to extra effort this, giving himself, what is it, +1 strength?
Yes.
Okay. So he's doing that, and he's pouncing on this guy. So add 1 more to that.
Alrighty, well, you're going to hit him. You're going to hit him by 2 tiers. And he's going to dead nut soak it.
Still gonna try to grab him.
I think that's hilarious that I ridiculously rolled that. So basically, you're going after and you happen to claw at the the hard parts of his long flowing duster. Oh yeah, you definitely have him to grab though. Phantasm's turn.
Okay, do I see Pax as sort of like...
Yeah,
Okay.
you definitely do.
Because this is going to be hard to not hit Lutra, because I still can't see him.
Oh, TG.
What's up?
I hate to say this, but I screwed up. That didn't actually add the +2 to his result. So that result actually should have been...
So he'll take a bruise.
Yeah. So that should have been 29, I think. Or no, 30, actually.
Well,
30, actually.
It'd be, if you add the +2 plus the +1, it'd be a 31. Yeah. So
I can't figure out the character sheet. Sorry.
That's okay. Anyway, you were saying Phantasm.
I do see that he's sort of incapacitated.
You see that he's sort of... when you watch like the police dog training and they have the giant arm thing that the dog just latches onto, and no matter how hard you shake it, the damn thing don't come off?
Okay, well...
That's what you see right now.
Do I see which arm it is from across the court? Because that's a good 300 feet.
I mean, not really. You can just sort of see flailing. You're not really sure.
Okay. Then I will not do this at him because I wouldn't be comfortable with it. So, at the one that threw knives.
At the one that threw knives?
He's gonna get a little nice nuance thing that Phantasm has.
So for
basically, what this does is Phantasm sort of dashes at them in his cloud of smoke and pierces them with his Fellblade sword. So he sort of just conjures the sword as he gets there and just sort of stabs at them with it.
Yep, you definitely hit. So you're now here. So yeah, that will definitely hit. So it's a DC 24. I'm just imagining the "I hate you" face I'm getting right now.
Teach, by the way, he didn't take a bruise. My fighting did not go up. It's my strength.
Right, so it would, because your fighting results is your attack roll, your strength is your damage.
Right. So yeah, no, it's just higher damage. It's not a higher...
Right, so he took a bruise.
Okay. Oh, right, because, yeah. Gotcha.
So unfortunately, she is going to. You're going to hit like sort of the same thing that happened with Lutra's attack. You're going to just hit the wrong spot on the sort of sexy armor that's happening. And it is her turn. And she is going to turn right back around. Another knife is going to manifest. And since you decided you wanted to bring a sword into this, she's going to do the same. She's just attacking you with knives. And missing horribly. And it's the other one's turn. And Dark, are you actively trying to hide?
Well, I just threw a giant fireball into the room, so
Yeah.
no.
So you're probably here-ish. So yeah, she is going after you. And she's going to sort of look and smile at you and just go, oh, you want to play with fire, do you? I can do that. And, well, this is not something that you've heard that she's able to do. She is going to manifest her own fire and attack you with purging fires of vengeance. As where her sister manifested knives, she manifests a fireball and throws it at you. Does a 22 hit?
My dodge DC is 22.
So dead net, it would hit you then. So I'm going to need you to make a DC 26 toughness save as you don't have immunity to fire damage. So that would be a bruise and a daze for Malkier as she just sort of cackles with glee at the fire she hits you with. For the record, hers is blue. His turn. And he is still flailing with one arm and just randomly pulls a card out of his pocket and chucks it at Lutra. And the card he's going to pull out is deal 1. I said deal 1 to me.
Are you breaking stuff?
Yes.
And, well, it's a club, the King of Clubs specifically. So he is attacking you with Bullet Club. And missing, I'm going to guess.
Despite the fact that his dodge is 2 less, I'm going to go with, because it's still at 12.
Yeah. And you have improved grab, right?
I do.
All right, that's the big thing. Improved grab means you're not considered vulnerable while grabbing.
Oh, okay, yes.
Right. So the 16 doesn't hit. So in this case, just a giant card comes out and just, again, nicks the floor right by, well, where Lutra would have been. Malkier is up.
So I'm going to rush head first at girl on the right here, and
Yep.
Use my flaming butterfly daggers.
Alrighty. You will actually hit her. And it's a DC 29. You won't deal damage, but you'll hit her. Basically, you come rushing forward with a dagger. She pulls out a small dagger, and the ensuing fight scene between you guys just throwing haymaker dagger shots to each other is kind of epic, actually. For those of you watching and pretending with this, it looks really cool. There's a couple of matrix bridges involved. Yeah.
Nice.
Lutra is up.
All right. So Lutra's strength is 9, and he's got improved grab. We called it Otter Hug.
Right.
He's just going to apply his damage to. And
I'm
sorry.
What I'm going to say here is the initial grab was fine on the first turn. Because he's getting just madder and madder, he doesn't just want to squeeze him, he just wants to rip him to shreds.
Yeah.
So I'm going to rule that Lutra is going to let go and just try to just come at him again with
Fair
the claws
enough.
because he's that angry.
Fair enough. You guys, what you hear is just something you've never heard from Lutra before, snarling. And he doesn't say much of anything else. And that's supposed to be
The 20.
That's supposed to be DC 28.
Right, well, the 20 will hit. Because he only has a parry of 10. Of twin. I can't talk. He will take another bruise.
Tej, question.
Answer.
So with my attack, I had the secondary effect for fire. Since I did hit her, does she still get that?
Nope, because secondary effect is if you took damage, you take it again in the next turn.
Okay. Balls.
Yep. Phantasm.
Okay, so I'm sort of taking it as she took her dagger and sort of
Yeah, at the last
swung at
second.
me.
Yeah, exactly.
That she was sort of falling forward as she swung.
Yeah, she didn't hit you, but yeah, she's definitely sort of took her dagger and just sort of came at you.
Okay, well, as she's coming at me, I sort of throw my hands back, like just sidestepping as she's like swiping. And as I do that, the sword disappears from my hand and just conjures above.
Okay. That's kind of cool. Unfortunately, that will not hit. So basically what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is we have a dagger fight going off on one side, a sword versus dagger fight on the other side, and invisible biting and cards being thrown in the middle.
Yep. And lots of sounds coming from Lucha that should probably disturb everyone who knows him.
Yep. It is back to the dagger versus sword, and she is going to, she's going to gracefully dodge out of the way just ever so slightly, barely, of your forbidden fell slash and come right back at you with knives. Does a 21 hit you, Phantasm?
For dodge, yes it does.
For parry.
Or parry, yes it does.
All right. Then DC 28, please. You will take a bruise. As she manages just to sort of nick you in the side a little bit, as this is a pretty epic looking fight. On to the other one now. She is, again, you see the sort of the dagger, the knife going, and she's just going to start flaring up a little bit. And, well, you're going to have to, does a 27 hit you? I'm assuming it does. Dark?
A 27?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, so basically she sort of backs up and she just sort of flares at your eyes. I'm going to need a fortitude save as she's trying to blind you. Alrighty, so you managed to close your eyes for most of it, but it was still a pretty bright flare. So you're sort of seeing that there's like the sparkles going on. So you're at -2 to all visual checks, which includes attack rolls.
Wonderful. The way you're rolling tonight, I'm not going to hit anything.
But at the end of your turn, of course, you can roll another fortitude save to shake yourself out of it because it is not a tier 3 affliction. But yeah, you're basically sort of seeing bright spots and that. It is Pax's turn again, and he's doing the exact same thing he did, randomly ripping a card and seeing what he gets. Alrighty, this time he pulled a heart. So that would mean he is attacking you with Heart Flare.
Oh, that'll hit.
26. In that case, I'll need you to make a fortitude save. DC 22.
Yeah, hold on. Actually, I have to check and see what my fortitude is right now. I don't know if that changed. It didn't. Okay.
You're fine, as you manage to avoid. Basically, so for the fight going on with Phantasm and the other sister, you both, like, in the middle of fighting, just sort of stop for a second and look as giant flares are coming from both of the other two fights at the same time. It is Malkir's turn.
Okay, I'm going to attack my friend again here with my knives and probably fail because I can't see.
Well, even at the -2, an 11's not going to hit.
I'm aware.
Those of you playing along at home, you know what to do. Yep, you're still seeing spots. It is going to be Lutra's turn.
Okay. So, true to form, Lutra is in fact going to let go of him so that he can turn around and just attack him again.
Pretty much.
Lutra is going all-out attack.
Which makes a ton of sense.
I have the advantage.
So +5, -5?
Yes.
So +5 to hit, -5 to your active defenses.
Yes.
Which are dodge and parry.
Correct. So just add the 5 to this, because...
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you hit. You're going to hit by all 3 tiers. So plus the 2 strength. That's a DC 35.
Oh!
You're not going to quite take him down.
Like by 1.
But you're definitely, like, he's taking a step back and he's definitely staggered a little bit there.
Going to try.
So that would be 2 bruises and a stagger.
Right. I am going to grab him again immediately.
They're going to be a 19.
Oh.
You will not grab him. His staggering backwards sort of throws you off just a little bit.
He's too enraged to care, right? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, pretty much. Phantasm is up.
All right. So after getting nicked with the knife, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'm done fighting swords. And basically bring this.
Dark Blast, that will hit. That will absolutely hit. It won't do anything, but it'll hit. Basically, you take a step back with the I'm done fighting swords, fire off a Dark Blast, and apparently these knives that she can manifest are pretty awesome because she does the whole hold the knife thing up and just slice through the Dark Blast and splits it in 2 as it goes right by her. Kind of looks pretty epic, not gonna lie.
You know, it's funny, by taking -5 to my active defenses, I basically made myself vulnerable. It's pretty much the same effect.
Yeah, pretty much. It is her turn. She just sort of looks at... She sort of looks at what's happening and realizes that as much as they want for this to win, as much as they want to kill all of you, discretion is the better part of valor here. So she's going to pull something out of her pocket and throw it down on the ground. It is your typical ninja vanish escape flash pellet thing. So I'm going to give everybody a hero point for fiating the escape. And by the time your vision is back to normal, there is an empty room except for a teenage boy strapped to a backboard.
Oh, wait, she got him all?
Sitting on a rim. It was a big flashbang pellet, yes.
Okay, so when that happens, you hear Lutra scream out as he probably wildly flails forward, missing, but still. You see that, but you can definitely hear him like skittering claws all over the court, and when it comes back, he's breathing very heavily. In fact, he slams his fist into the floor.
At that point, because it's kind of, comic booky cool, he gets back into sight because as he slams his fist down, he accidentally hits the button.
It's fine.
So Lutra's back in vision now.
Easily say it just jolted the belt around to the point where it just auto disconnected.
Pretty much.
You guys see Lucha kind of half, like on one knee on the ground, just angrier than you've ever seen him before. He doesn't look like he really would register that you guys are around.
In your head, you hear, "Didn't that feel good? To take out all that anger on someone?"
Lucha whispers, "Yeah. Yes, it did."
Remember this feeling.
Dev's voice in his head does actually start to snap him back into reality, though. As he finally stands himself up, looks around, and then looks back at the basketboard and cries out, "Fend!" To which he runs over again, but he looks around and, "Guys, he's up there."
I'm just kind of like kneeling on the ground, like rubbing my eyes, trying to get the sight back.
Phantasm.
What you do?
Phantasm sort of does that warp thing again. This time, obviously targeting the ropes to cut them, and then grabs a hold of the ropes and slowly lowers him down to the floor.
Which is surprisingly easy. It looks like he is just unconscious.
Lucha runs over.
Definitely looks unconscious.
No, he just runs over and just kind of like hugs him, basically.
What the?
Hey, it's okay.
He's a little freaked out because he just woke up to a giant otter nuzzling
Right.
him.
Lucha looks over and says, "Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Hey." He kind of puts he backs off a bit. Puts his hands in. "It's all right. It's okay. We're here. We saved you. Hi."
He looks around at the other options. He sees a guy in a hood holding two flaming daggers and a guy radiating dark energy and just realizes you're probably the best option.
Lucha kind of gives a wave. "Hi."
Thanks.
"Oh, you're welcome. We should get out of here, though."
Yeah, that was weird. She just sort of busted in saying that I was key to something in the future.
Yeah, long story. Very long, actually. But not here. We should leave. Right now.
Yeah, pretty sure my dad's gonna be pissed.
That you got kidnapped? I mean, it's not really your fault.
I meant it at who kidnapped
Oh!
me. Or
Yeah, well, we took care of it.
Not mad at me.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good point.
Anyway, anyone got a phone? I'll just call home.
Which kind of pads his pockets a bit. Like, oh, no, I don't.
I just toss him mine.
Thank you. Does the whole dialing thing, and you can definitely see. You can. Lutra's right there. You can definitely hear the. Oh my God, you're safe. Anyone harmed you? The whole 9 yards. Like your typical. You've all seen.
Right.
So you guys, I'm assuming you're going to start walking back to the house.
Yes.
Sure.
It's you're not going to get very far because, as I did mention, Ven's old man is a
Police officer.
police
Right.
lieutenant, and by the time you get to the edge of campus, there is a full-on police escort waiting for you guys, including the whole family running to check on their son/brother.
Each guy sees his police force, shakes his head, takes a breath, like, okay, it's okay, it's okay. They don't care about you, they don't care about you, they don't care about you, they don't care about you.
Yeah, so after the whole thing, and again, and you know, Michael Parker is a big, imposing dude.
Right.
Probably about 6'4", 260, built like a ton of bricks.
Right.
Just sort of looks at you two. You two are the ones who saved my son.
Lucha smiles and kind of gives a wave nervously. Hey, yeah, hi.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You two or you three?
Lucha looks around and says,
You two. There's only the two of you.
looks around and says, where'd Phantasm go?
Look, I know there's no really good way I can thank you, but if you ever need anything, if I can do anything to help, just give me a call.
Oh.
And he hands you his detective lieutenant card.
Oh, thank you. Lucha takes it and looks up at him and like, you don't care that I'm a 5-foot otter?
You saved my son. I don't care what you are.
Oh, phew, good. People are scared.
I will admit, it's a little weird talking to an otter.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
But I'm going to assume you're the same one from the video that's been everywhere recently.
Oh, yeah, right. That Lucha rubs the back of his head like, yeah, that's forgot that. Yeah, that's me.
And then he looks over Malkier, and you look like the one from the video who just sort of got dumped into the water when the boat flipped.
You want me to dump you in the water?
Hey! That's no way to talk to a very nice police officer. We were just leaving.
I just glare at Lucha.
Well, again, thank you.
Of course.
And they get back, and again, it's the full police escort.
Lucha taps his comm and said, Phantasm, where are you?
You don't get a
I
response.
figured. She looks at Malkier. Let's get back to the jet.
I just nod over at Lucha and start making my way back.
So you to get back to the jet, and Anton is there waiting for you. And yeah, that's
So as we get on the jet, so Lucius calls out, AI, you here? Of course you're here. Have you seen Phantasm or heard anything from him?
it's not my job to keep tabs on him.
Just asking a question.
Just answering a question.
AI, please just stop toying with the otter.
No, I have no idea where he went. And no, I can't track where he went because apparently he's removed his communicator. I only say that because it's sitting in a field, apparently why the GPS looks like right over by the college you guys are at. I assume he probably has a good reason for it.
Lucia kind of frowns.
I just look more like incredulously ticked off at that.
Lutra.
Yes?
Lutra gets an insight check right now.
Okay.
And technically somebody else does too. I have to roll that.
You know what? The scene's almost over. I'm going to use a hero point, re-roll that if I can.
Alrighty.
There we go.
Well, the only thing that pops into Lutra's head is the discussion of the parchment and specifically the first hint.
Right. Lutra pads into the war room real quick and refreshes his memory on his search he made last time.
Is that you asking for a refresher from the GM?
Yes.
Okay, wanted to make sure. Well, the Google search history, if you type in Ayers Rock into the search bar, gives you a bunch of things about the video game Golden Sun, and one thing about the phenomenon Ayers Rock in Australia.
AI. Phantasm's not here. And I doubt he's coming. Let's go to Australia.
Australia.
Yeah. Lucha kind of points to the screen.
You do realize I can't see that, right?
Nope. Didn't. You're not hooked in every computer in here?
I am. Doesn't mean I can see the screen you're pointing at.
Oh. Fair. Okay. Yeah.
But I'm judging based on the
Ayers.
search history. I'm assuming you want to go to Ayers Rock.
Yes.
You do realize it's going to be difficult to get to, right?
Nope.
It's one of the tourist attractions everybody loves to go to because of the color of it. And yeah, you're not getting anywhere close to the top of that thing.
Cool, let's go anyway.
All right, well, technically it's faster to do so from the West Coast, even though we're on the East, and we'll probably have to refuel anyway, so we're heading home first, at least for a refuel.
That's fair.
Very well.
Fant went somewhere else, and he'll probably just meet up with us anyway.
Anything else happening on the plane ride from New Hampshire to Bay City?
Oh, right. We were in New Hampshire. Jesus. No.
Yep.
Other than Lucha's just kind of pacing back and forth, and he actually keeps to himself and kind of away from the other two.
I'm just kind of just standing there getting increasingly ticked off as the moments pass at what Phantasm did.
Lucha pads back in just real quick and says, "So, do we actually have the parchment?" Vance showed it to me, but I guess he's got it, right?
Yeah, he has it.
Yep. There is no parchment. But what we are going to do is we are going to shift scenes for just a minute. So, sort of concurrently happening as you guys have done your talking and have stopped to get a refuel and to, do whatever you need to do there, we're going to shift scenes ever so. This background I was prepared for. So, because of the way Phantasm's powers work, he can very easily and readily get to the top of this rock.
Phantasm actually lands the plane in an abandoned field, probably about 150 miles away.
Fair enough.
Partially because he doesn't want to be seen by anyone, and also partially because he knows Lutra will want to follow. So if there's no ship near, he's hoping that it may buy him a little extra time.
Yeah, so you get up to the top, and it's the top of a giant rock, really dusty and rocky and extreme. And you are met by, well, this sort of, as you get to the middle of the rock, a lady who looks like this appears. And what brings you here?
I need to get rid of something.
And what makes you think that I can help with that?
I believe you're a spirit of the wind, at least according to a poem that referenced as such.
You see her eyes glow green, and you definitely get the feeling she's sort of giving you a quick little once over.
At this point, Phantasm closes his eye and says in his mind, "Come on, Ven, help me out." And sort of draws his sword and like holding it with both hands up to where the Wind Guardian can see it.
Sort of lifts her eyes back up. Interesting.
And at this point, Phantasm actually has no idea if like it is once again glowing green or if it is still pitch black. So
No, it is actually. Oh, you can't tell you, but I'll tell you, it is glowing green again. You hear this? I sense division within you. Clearly, somebody trusts you. Somebody with a direct link to me. But yet, I can't myself trust somebody who is so bent on using the darkness. Especially when that power can be so easily poisoned.
I unfortunately did not seek the darkness. The darkness came about at the fracture of light.
Well, if that's so, then you shouldn't succumb to it. But if you want what's here, you'll need to prove that to me. Are you ready?
With that, Phantasm actually drops his aura and his sword disappears.
So the aura disappears, the sword disappears, and she sort of spreads her arms out, and the wind picks up even more. Her eyes glow green, and we're going to find out what happens on top of Ayers Rock next week. So thank you all very much for watching. Again, if you do want to go ahead and catch up on some of the things you may have missed, we do have all of these archived on YouTube. I'm sure somebody smarter than me will go ahead and put the link in the chat. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, thank you very much for watching this on YouTube. Comments, concerns, complaints are always welcome. Doesn't mean we'll listen to them, but they are always welcome. So on behalf of my usual bunch of vagrants, thank you all very much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Bye.